Hi guys, welcome to Studio Hot Rods Restoration Revelations. This is my hot rod shop and I'm Harry. We build some of the coolest cars on the planet. One of my specialties now is I focus on these 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty Chevelles. They're absolutely gorgeous. Everything's new on these cars and I'll teach you exactly what we do. You can do the same thing. Heck, next week I might even offer you guys some of the parts that we're making. It's cool, man. It's a really good thing. But this week, we're actually taking a road trip way up north in one of the customer's cars. Yes, I have his approval, and I'll put about 1,000 miles on a car before I'm going to actually give it to him, because if I got to warranty it, man, it's got to be right. My cars are drivable. They're usable. They get actually decent fuel economy. I should get tax credits for that. Anyways, this week's going to be fun. The devils are in the details, man. I get the details right. And I'll even show you what we had to do to make the gas gauge actually read right. It means something to me. I want it to be comfortable, fun, and enjoyable. This is going to be a good week. Come on. Like, subscribe, follow along. Somebody's birthday. You hear it? Yeah, it's the real world. Man, it's just a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm gonna do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. It's time to get this car prepped and ready for the test drive of our life. It's not South Dakota, but this thing is going to be going to the Northwoods of Wisconsin. And I do as I do. We're going to check everything before we go and when we get back. But we got to get this bad boy off the lift and get me out the door. So a couple things I want to get done before we leave for this trip is the fuel gauge accuracy wasn't all that good. It was good at full and good at empty. But I didn't like the way it swung through its thing. I followed the instructions, but let me show you exactly how we set it up correctly to the volumetric center of the gas tank. And that's the change that we're making here. Let me show you how that works. Come on. All right, kids, here's the problem. This is a good brand. Tanks is the brand we use in our A-body cars. And I think very highly of them. However, this universal unit right here, these are the instructions that come with it. It tells you how to install this. But actually this can't do it. On my ride, like I told you before, when I was down to a half a tank, I only had 5 gallons of fuel left in the car. Not cool in the middle of nowhere, right? So what I'm trying to do is actually position this correctly so it gives you a little bit of extra fuel at the bottom, so you think you're out, you still got a little bit of a reserve. So this works on an ohm meter and it works on a sweep. I'll show you. So this is a 91 ohms. Right? And that's the resistance. And this, as it goes down, do you see the gauge moving there? Goes down. And then when it's empty, it's putting out like 1.2. So that, the amount of resistance that's actually flooded back to your gauge electronically using ground and resistance will tell you exactly where your gauge is supposed to be. Remember, a high number, like when the gas is full, it's going to be about 90 because that's your sweep. A low number is about 0. And the problem we had, this would work perfectly if I had a perfectly square gas tank. So if you have a fuel cell in your car, right, it's a nice little box. Okay, half is half, down is down, but who puts a fuel cell? So this being universally designed doesn't work correctly in this because the volumetric center of the fuel line isn't halfway down. Let me explain to you. See this cut angle here? And see the shape of the tank? Now, I've leveled the tank to make sure it's flat and level. So when we move it, but that means the volumetric center, meaning when it has 10 gallons of water or 10 gallons of gas in it, where is it at? So there's 10 gallons of water in it right now, but I know the volumetric center is that little mark right there. As you can see, 43 is about half of 90. I just overflowed the tank a little bit with my first 5-gallon test. I'm gonna take it from 10 gallons down to 5 gallons, and that thing should show us that we got about a quarter of a tank left. Let me get that siphoning. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. The sound of success. So when that's full, I'm going to basically know that I have taken another 5 gallons from a half a tank down to a quarter tank, and that needs to read 25% of 90. So that means it needs to read about 23, give or take. We'll see. Remember, what's our target? Look at the tank's almost full, baby. I tried to really set it up too that even when it's read empty, it would have 2 gallons left. Safety. Look at that. Okay. We were there for our 5 gallons. Okay, there we are. So I'm kind of proud of that. The test went good. And that was not pre-done. We made our guesses. We made our estimates. I looked at it before. I set it up. Here's the drawing that we made. Check it out. There's me. Hi, Harry. One of my fabricator's little daughter did that. But anyways, we actually drew this up and made it to that spec. So now every car that we have will actually have this be the technical specification that goes in an A-body gas tank in your car. Quality counts. You build quality into a product. You can audit it once in a while. You can engineer it once in a while, but you know, you got to finish it out. And there is one more test that I'm going to do with this. Drive my car. And then I'll know for sure. But I think I got it licked. I'm not going to put water in the gas tank though. Bad idea. Let me tell you something else we did. When we dropped the tank on the original car to adjust it, the wiring was all one piece at that point in time, which didn't seem like a big deal at the time. But when we dropped it, we actually pulled the wires out of the fuel pump. The car wouldn't run. So I said, why would I do that? You know, making me service my own cars is making me better to prepare for service if you ever had an issue with one of my cars. So, simple solution, a couple plugs. We modified this sending unit. This is ready to run. Go back up in there. I'll check the fuel mileage as it drives. One thing I also learned about the long trips is it takes a while for the tune to actually fine tune on a long run. It was weird. Like the first tank of gas, I only got like 12.5 miles to the gallon. The next tank of gas got me 17, something like that. And I maxed out with my Chevelle at 19.8 miles to the gallon at 60 miles an hour. Did you know the faster you go, the lower your gas mileage? It was like a sweet spot. So I looked it up on how do they rate cars, you know? Do you know that they rate cars not at 70 miles an hour at the speed limit or anything else? They rated it like 65, I think is the number. It's either 60 or 65 from the, you know, the government knows everything. So they set it up just perfect for us. But there's a radical difference with speed, man. When I was rolling 90 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour in the car, I was only getting like 16.5, 16.5, 16.7. But when I dropped it down to 60 miles an hour, 65, because it was a construction zone and that's what we do, right? 19.8. It was just that close to 20. I was so pissed. Anyways, this one I predict will actually get a little bit better fuel economy because I don't have the Hillborn style fuel injection made by Borla on the front of it because the intake manifold is very short on that, which gives you less torque, more horsepower. This has a long runner intake in it, which is stock like on a Corvette. So we balance all the tires like we'll do. We'll take it for a test run. I have to have Jeff set my alignment up front because right now I got a little bit of negative camber. I want a little bit of positive camber. I want the wheels in. I hope I said that right. Negative, positive, I get confused. Anyways, we'll get it set up and then we'll take it for a burn. Check it out. Last but not least, I'm putting my Recaro seat in it because it's a really comfortable seat and I'm going to add the angle to the bracket to make it the Lazy Boy. If I'm going to go, I might as well have a Lazy Boy, right? In the meantime, I have to hop over before I leave and work with the guys on the Chevelle. The Black Pearl is in production right now. We're trying to get it ready for paint and prep. So they've been working on it. I got to go review it, see if it's good enough, see if I want any changes on it. It's going to be a busy day before I roll. Guys, if you've been watching the channel, you see that we've really matured in our process about the exact approach that we want to take in the preparation of the firewall and the underbody. You know, we got that new trans tunnel in there, but this is the next version of where we're at. You know, that thing is going to be rock solid, but I'm struggling a little bit. Do I go with all new materials on the firewall? Well, I think I'm going to hold on that. The reason is I'd already done the inner fender wells with the Hot Rod Black, and I figured I would just match that on this firewall. And on the next generation with the next car, we're just going to keep on moving on. Okay, check this, check that again. Let's check it all one last time before we hit the road. What do you think? You think I'm a little bit, ADD? Well, maybe. Going for my test ride. Started, that's a good sign. It's 2:47. Supposed to be leaving tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I got vibration in it. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. I gotta get up to the big road and I'm stuck in traffic. And guys like Chuck are gonna want to leave on time. All right, we're gonna get up to speed. Tune in, stay with us. She's bad. It's got a vibration. I think it's drive shaft. I think it'll be okay for the ride. I would never deliver the car with any vibration in it. It would drive me nuts. It's not bad. So we're just going to check it, make sure it's seated correctly. I'm going to bring it up front, put some door handles on it, maybe a seat in it, and get ready to go. But this will be quick. Just got to double check the drive shaft.
1 hour, 40 minutes. Clock's
Shut up,
ticking.
Murph.
Clock is ticking.
Not funny. I do not like being rushed. Spent so much time playing with the windshield wipers and the other stuff. Speechless. Kyle, why does that have to go on?
Because every car we put this on, we put the destination or bus, and it's always made it.
Okay. Got the dog bowls. It's raining. Got a half tank of gas. Probably make it all the way there. Ha, not gonna happen. Actually, we're taking off this morning bright and early. Get the drive out of the way because I am the official test dummy. I got plenty of tools with me. That's what we do. We take a ride about 250 miles north. It's gonna be fun. Off we go to the races. Shall we get ready to go? Get ready. Where's your? Oh, there he is. Puppies get to go with the car. Not in this car. All right, Mr. Conrad, we got your car up here at Lambeau Field. It's been a great ride. I can't tell you what the fuel economy is yet, but I'll fill her up and tell you. It's cool. All right, so how many gallons of gas? I'm thinking it's going to take around 14. We'll see. That's good. Less than 13 gallons. Do the math. What's that? 201 miles at 13 gallons. I just called it, rounded up to 13 gallons. 15.75. But I was running hard, running fast, and the first tank always gets less mileage. On the way home, we'll check and see how she does. I bet you if I go easy on it, it'll be in the 18 to 20. I'd love to see 20. That's possible. They got this old vintage gas station. It's been here forever. Look at this. It was like the first gas station, I guess, in the area. Wow, what a great ride that was. Not only did we make it to the North Woods, but our stops along the way just made it that much cooler. It wasn't stopping because the car was broken down. It was stopping because we were enjoying the ride. That's what these purposely built Chevelles are made for. Rain or shine, you can hop in these beautiful cars and drive them. I am just gonna chill out and relax and enjoy this 4-day weekend for the holiday. It's Labor Day. Bill, thanks for letting me use your car. It was beautiful, it was fun. Check out this cool place and enjoy this great country of ours. All right, I'm out of here. Bad girl's gotta make it all the way back to Illinois, just over the border. Anyways, great trip. She's ran great, run great, had a great time, and she loves to go fast. So that's where we're going, fast. Okay, that's a wrap as far as the trip goes. Come here, dogs. Great trip, uneventful. As far as the car goes, had a lot of fun. Saw a lot of good people up in Kelly Lake. It was an awesome area to go and enjoy the ride. That's the cool thing about these old hot rods, man. You actually could drive them through the rain. You could take them out whenever you want. This thing's actually purposely built and designed, and it's almost done. The black seats are really ugly with the white, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. It's gonna be cool. Back to the hot rod shop tomorrow morning. About the crookedest I could ever go on the left.
That's fine. There's a lot of room under there. Not a problem.
It's crooked. After this long road trip and I'm back. we have to go ahead and look everything over. Again, looking for anything that could loosen up, anything that could change, broken. I did lose this right here. Hear the sound? Hey, hold on. Hear that sound? That's what I lived with for a long time. The mufflers are too loud for a long trip. These are different mufflers that I used on my car. The airflow wasn't strong. Coming out the floor when I had the heat on, the air conditioning worked great. It's just details like that. Stuff that's just not good enough for me yet. Not good enough for you yet. How you doing, Jeff? Has it been a bad day? You look tired. And his hair's messy. I literally threatened him today. He'll knock his tooth out. You have good days and bad days.
Yeah, it's been a rough day. I've been having difficulty with tubing.
I know. Don't worry, you'll get there. You always do. You'll be okay. Let me say a prayer for you tonight. Okay. Guys, it was a great week. I frustrated Jeff, obviously, when I got back with the car, but it's not just about making the destination and coming back. It's about perfection, right? And I'm in the pursuit of perfection. One of the things that Jeff's working on right now, it ain't done. His exhaust was too loud and droning. I didn't like the way it sounded the whole time I was in the car. It was too much, and I was like wrestling with the audio and the radio. I'm like, the radio doesn't sound like good, but really at the end of the day, it was just too much volume in there. So I called up Bill and said, Bill, I don't think you're gonna like these exhausts that I got on there. You wanna upgrade to mine? This is the cool ones that have the, yes, there you go. Vanna White, you did very nicely. What does it do?
Makes noise and less noise.
There you go, perfect, it's that easy.
Got two channels, loud and quiet.
Right, loud and louder. No, it's great. Anyways, it's been a great week. Let me lead you to the other thing. You don't ever know what's going to happen, right? In this hot rod shop, but the best part of my week is always sharing a little bit of knowledge out of the Word of God. The Bible part. Let's go do that. Guys, best part of the week for me is getting to share the Word of God. Why do I talk about the Word of God? Because there's good and there's evil in the world, right? And having the eyes and the knowledge to see the difference is something I think is pretty darn important. Now, I'm not talking about your eternal salvation. I actually should, because that matters a lot. But I always say people kind of create their own hell. They make bad choices. You know I've made my share of bad choices, right? Anyways, I'm in the book of Ephesians right now, and it talks pretty clearly about what's going on, good and evil in the world. And this is written by Paul to the Ephesians. So let's get the glasses on and see if I can read this well. Finally, it's the real world. That is the real world. There's things that you can't see. Anyways, let's go at it. This is Ephesians 6:10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God that you may take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggles are not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of the evil in the heavenly realms. He calls it heavenly. You know how many times that even Jesus talked about the fact that the devil's real, that the devil came and tempted him, right? He's real. He's in your life. He's in my life. He's all around us. The world, this Bible also says that Satan is actually the prince of the air, meaning the prince of this world. So be careful what you hear. Be careful what you see. Think about it. Try and get yourself a good Bible. Read a little bit. Ask God to speak to your heart. It makes a big difference because it changes your perspective on what you see as reality. Anyways, that's a wrap for Restoration Revelations. Thanks for joining us. Get a Bible. Read it a little bit. Pray. You know, God, if he's really your father, talk to him. I love it when my son calls me. It's the best time of the day. Anyways, all right. See you next week. Next week's going to be fun. We got some cool stuff going on.